Welcome everyone to our next teacher tea and chats. I've got a Christmas mug here, even though it's June, but we won't focus on that. I am joined by a lovely guest today. She's actually in my house. So we have Bella joining us too because she can't help but be in the spotlight. We don't mind doing. So let me start off with, what's your name, where are you from, and what do you teach, taught, or what are you doing now?
Hi Rowena, it's very nice to be here. My name is Sarah. I'm originally from India. I've taught and lived overseas for over 15 years now, and majority of my time has been spent in China. I started teaching ESL, then I progressed to teaching economics, which is my major in university. Then I started teaching English literature, and then the further up I went in leadership, I eventually stopped teaching because I was in a circumstance that required me not to teach. More about that later. But yes, those are my subjects.
Okay, so that's an interesting and varied background. So you were, okay, I'm presuming now, were you always on the path to education and teaching in general, or did you start off? Okay, that's a firm nod. Okay, tell me about it.
I did a triple major in university for my undergrad. I did economics, political science and sociology, and the plan was never to go into teaching, or it wasn't even like half a thought in my head. Right after university, I went into my first job. I always knew I loved English, and I didn't study English because I felt like I studied it enough in my personal life, and I read a lot, and I really love the language. So my first job was as a scripting specialist. What's a scripting specialist, you may ask? I worked for an American subsidiary in India, in Bangalore, and my job was to watch new movies, new TV shows coming out of all the American production houses like Deluxe or Paramount or Disney or Warner Bros, whatever. And I'd watch movies, TV shows, documentaries, even coming out from the BBC. I'd get them all subtitles already. My job was to annotate every single aspect of that movie or clip, let's call it a clip, which had to reflect the emotion behind what was being said, the body language, non-verbal cues, all the literal language, of course, and also all the non-literal language, so the idiomatic expressions, and how get out, when someone tells you they've won $1 million and you ask them to get out, it doesn't mean to leave the room.
Yeah.
It's a idiomatic expression equal.
No,
Is this meaning?
Stay in the room. They
Yeah.
won $1 million.
And the reason for that was that all of these files were the master English files that then went to production houses all over the world, and then they'd be translated and dubbed into foreign languages. So of course you have to get the emotions right and the tone right and the meaning right. Yeah, we were severely fined for every little mistake we made, so it had to be super. And we didn't make mistakes because you wouldn't have a company if you're making mistakes all the time. So yeah, and it taught me how to be careful about language, about what you say and how you say it, and that was my first job. And then I had another job before the teaching thing happened. I don't know if you have time to get into that.
Okay, tell us quickly, because that's how you got into teaching, so we want to know.
It's the second job that actually got me into teaching. In between my first job and my second job, I did a short stint in a village school as like just my personal giving back when I was very young, and I enjoyed it, but it always had an end. It always had a deadline, and I thought I'd go on to something else. And then as with everything in my life, very spontaneous, very instinctual, a friend called me to say she had a opening in a company, would I be interested? She said she spoke very highly of the team, and this job was doing experiential education, where in New Delhi, the capital of India, where schools would reach out to you to say, we have these age students, this is what they're studying, we want a day trip, or we want a week trip, or we want a month trip, and we want to go here or here or here or here. So it could be in the city, it could have been in India, it could have been anywhere in the world.
Wow.
So they did NASA trips, they did hiking trips, they did all sorts of trips, and that's how I first came to China, in fact, a long time ago, to do a Kung Fu camp in the Shaolin Temple in Dengfeng, which is in East China. That was pretty cool. Yeah. And that's when I started to work with children, younger people, and I was like, oh, I actually like working with them more than I like working with adults. So I got a loan from my mom, and I went and I started off with a TEFL course just to see if this is something I liked, and I liked it very much.
What a cool way to start, like taking the kids on really fun trips. That's a nice way that it led you in. And what was the first step in going to China? Were you applying for jobs like crazy? Were you headhunted? What was the process that got you to China? Because I think I would imagine you'll probably touch upon the teaching English, but with the visa regulations and nationalities in China.
Before I got to China, I was already, like, after I finished my TEFL, I started to teach then in Thailand. I taught in a lot of English programs in very nice schools. They were not international schools, but very, very prestigious Thai schools in beautiful parts of Thailand. And then one fine day, I just realized I was living in the north of Thailand that I felt like I'd retired because life was just so perfect and so relaxed, and I thought to myself, maybe I'll seek a challenge since I was still in my mid-20s and come back to Thailand when I'm a little bit older. And then I found a job in Shantou, Guangdong, and it was to teach a English program in a public school for students who wanted to sort of also have another pathway. And I remember being interviewed by this British gentleman out of Shanghai who ran this program, and yeah, we got the job.
That's nice. Your journey started there, teaching English and going from there. And then if you summarise the main part of your China journey, where did your teaching progress to? So you started teaching English, then what was the progression?
Started teaching English and was in China for 2 years and a year and a half actually, and then I thought, yeah, I think I'm done with China. I'd like to go see somewhere else, and I was actively interviewing for jobs elsewhere. And then very close to the end of the academic year, we found this opportunity online, and I was like, why not? Let me just interview for it. I hadn't signed anything else. And the man who interviewed me for a British international school in Chengdu, this man was just so charismatic, in a good way, and he was just so inspirational. And I knew I didn't tick all the boxes, but we had a really good talk, and I said, I will do anything to work in your team, and I don't mind, I don't care about the salary, I don't care about anything. I just like to work with someone like you because you inspire me. And I got the job. And that was in 2014, and very soon in, I was being given more responsibility because I think I directly or indirectly sought it, and I went from teaching English, being hired to teach English, to landing there to find there was a shortage, a teacher hadn't showed up.
Okay.
To then before even induction was over, my English changed to economics because
is it that surprising?
And it tells you a lot about the state of recruitment as well, about what plans people have, teachers and schools, and then what actually happens or does not happen, and where the gaps are filled in.
The hope versus reality.
Yes.
Quite.
And this is all happening in August at the start of the academic year. So I ended up teaching IGCSE and A-level economics.
Oh, fantastic.
And then I very quickly became exams officer. I very quickly became something called an expat liaison officer. Basically, I was like, the HR did all the legal stuff, but I did all the looking after the new teachers from the time before they arrived. So
which is arguably, and this is what that's the most important time from signing contract to stepping foot in the school.
Yes.
This part can, if it's not handled correctly, it's for both sides. It can.
It was a very unique move from that school because it was a paid position, and because they understood how important it was, and teachers came very happy because they knew exactly what they were coming into.
But with that extra responsibility that you were given at that school, would you say that that's from your tenacity and willingness to go that extra mile and to put yourself out there and say, you know, I'm willing to do anything to be able to get that opportunity, or was it from their side? Where
I think it was a little bit of both, because I was just being myself, and I'm naturally I like to organize and I like to bring people together. So yeah, the social, I guess they saw me in my social sphere and how I'd like to organize weekend get-togethers. I think that there is no game plan, you're just yourself. I wasn't seeking any kind of leadership position. I thought I was way too young and too inexperienced to that. I was just happy to be at such a good school with such good people. I knew I was really lucky in that. And yeah, and then this organizational nature and this eye for detail translated into examinations officer. They needed one.
Yeah, I think that's your strength.
I'd be a good fit. This social, they just saw me in my social aspect, and it just happened that this position was created out of thin air.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
And I mean, that would have added so many strings to your bow for then how you progress. And then tell me because I know that you were at Lucton in Shanghai for a number of years. Quickly tell me which direction that experience took you in to then end up for your last move that we want to talk about.